The year was 1939. The world was on the brink of a transformation that would alter the course of history forever. It was a time of uncertainty, fear, and unprecedented change. The echoes of the past were about to collide with the future in ways no one could have predicted. The world watched in horror. War had begun. The outbreak of World War II sent shockwaves across the globe, shattering the fragile peace that had been maintained since the end of the First World War. Nations were plunged into chaos, and the specter of conflict loomed large over every continent. A shadow fell across Europe. The once vibrant cities and towns were now cloaked in darkness, as the relentless march of war left a trail of destruction in its wake. The lives of millions were upended and the very fabric of society was torn apart. Nazi Germany with terrifying power was on the march. The regime's ambitions knew no bounds and its military might seemed unstoppable. The world watched in trepidation as the forces of tyranny advanced, leaving a path of devastation and despair. Across the Atlantic, the United States watched with growing concern. The distant rumblings of war were now impossible to ignore, and the American people were acutely aware of the threat that loomed on the horizon. The nation stood at a crossroads, uncertain of what the future would hold. Word reached President Franklin D. Roosevelt. The gravity of the situation was not lost on him, and he understood that the decisions made in the coming days would have far-reaching consequences. The weight of the world rested on his shoulders, and the path forward was fraught with peril. Scientists, some refugees from Nazi-occupied Europe, carried a dire warning. These brilliant minds, having fled the horrors of war, brought with them knowledge that could change the course of history. They spoke of a new and terrifying possibility, one that could tip the balance of power in an instant. Germany was attempting to build a new weapon, a weapon so powerful it could alter the very nature of warfare. The race was on, and the stakes could not have been higher. The fate of the free world hung in the balance, and time was of the essence. A weapon of unimaginable power. The concept of harnessing the atom's energy was no longer a distant dream but a looming reality. The potential for destruction was unparalleled, and the implications were staggering. The world stood on the precipice of a new era, one defined by the power of the atom, a weapon that could decide the fate of the world, the atomic bomb. This was not just another tool of war, it was a game changer. The ability to unleash such devastation in an instant was both awe-inspiring and terrifying. The race to develop this weapon was not just about military superiority, it was about the future of humanity itself. The stakes were higher than ever before. The decisions made in the coming months would shape the destiny of nations and the course of history. The world was watching and the pressure was immense. Every move, every choice carried with it the weight of the world. The very survival of civilization was in jeopardy. The devastation wrought by the war was a stark reminder of the fragility of human progress. The world teetered on the edge of an abyss, and the path forward was uncertain. The choices made now would determine whether humanity would rise from the ashes or be consumed by the flames. A decision had to be made. The weight of responsibility was immense, and the stakes could not have been higher. The future of the free world depended on the choices made in those critical moments. The path forward was fraught with danger, but the alternative was unthinkable. The United States, with its vast resources and scientific prowess, had a choice: remain on the sidelines or confront the threat head-on. The decision was made. The nation would not stand idly by while the forces of tyranny threatened to engulf the world. The call to action was clear, and the response was resolute. A secret project was born. This was no ordinary endeavor. It was a mission of utmost importance, shrouded in secrecy and driven by urgency. The stakes were nothing less than the future of the free world, and failure was not an option. Its name? The Manhattan Project. This was the code name for the most ambitious scientific undertaking in history. The goal was clear, but the path was uncharted. The brightest minds of a generation were brought together, united by a common purpose and driven by a shared sense of urgency. Its goal to build an atomic bomb before Nazi Germany could. The race was on, and the clock was ticking. The fate of the world hung in the balance, and the pressure was immense. Every discovery, every breakthrough brought them one step closer to their goal. The fate of the world hung in the balance. The decisions made in those critical moments would shape the course of history and determine the future of humanity. The stakes could not have been higher, and the world watched with bated breath as the drama unfolded. The Manhattan Project was a gathering of brilliant minds, the likes of which the world had rarely seen. It was a monumental effort that brought together some of the greatest scientific and engineering talents of the 20th century. These individuals were united by a common goal, a goal that was as ambitious as it was terrifying: to develop the first atomic bomb. The stakes were incredibly high, and the pressure was immense. The outcome of their work would not only influence the course of World War II, but also shape the future of global politics and warfare. From theoretical physicists to chemists and engineers, they toiled in secrecy, driven by a shared purpose: to win the race against Nazi Germany. The project was a massive collaboration involving multiple disciplines and required the coordination of numerous research facilities across the United States. Laboratories in places like Oak Ridge, Tennessee, and Hanford, Washington, played crucial roles in producing the necessary materials for the bomb. The scientists and engineers worked long hours under tight security, often not knowing the full scope of the project they were contributing to. Their work was compartmentalized, with each team focusing on a specific aspect of the bomb's development. At the helm was General Leslie Groves, a man of unwavering determination. Groves was a military engineer with a reputation for getting things done. He had previously overseen the construction of the Pentagon, and his organizational skills were put to the test in the Manhattan Project. Groves was responsible for the overall management of the project, including the selection of key personnel, the acquisition of materials, and the coordination of the various research sites. His leadership style was often described as authoritarian, but it was precisely this no-nonsense approach that kept the project on track and on schedule. He was tasked with the impossible: build a weapon no one had ever seen before. Groves faced numerous challenges, from technical difficulties to bureaucratic red tape. He had to secure funding, manage a diverse team of scientists and engineers, and ensure that the project remained a closely guarded secret. Despite these obstacles, Groves remained focused on the end goal. His ability to make quick decisions and his relentless drive were instrumental in pushing the project forward. His leadership would be crucial to the project's success. Groves' ability to navigate the complex web of military and scientific requirements was a key factor in the project's eventual success. He was not just a manager, but also a motivator, pushing his team to achieve what many thought was impossible. His commitment to the project was unwavering, and he often worked around the clock to ensure that deadlines were met and obstacles were overcome. Then there was Robert Oppenheimer, a brilliant and enigmatic physicist. Oppenheimer was a theoretical physicist with a deep understanding of quantum mechanics and nuclear physics. He was known for his intellectual prowess and his ability to inspire those around him. Oppenheimer was chosen to lead the scientific team at Los Alamos, the primary research and design laboratory for the Manhattan Project. His role was to bring together the best scientific minds and to foster an environment of collaboration and innovation. He was chosen to lead the scientific team at Los Alamos. Under his leadership, Los Alamos became a hub of scientific activity. Oppenheimer's ability to communicate complex ideas and his knack for problem-solving were crucial in overcoming the many technical challenges that arose. He was not just a leader but also a mentor, guiding young scientists and encouraging them to think creatively. His vision and determination were key factors in the successful development of the atomic bomb. There, in the New Mexico desert, the most powerful weapon ever conceived would be designed and built. The isolation of Los Alamos provided the perfect setting for the intense and secretive work that needed to be done. Scientists and engineers lived and worked in this remote location, dedicating themselves to the task at hand. The environment was one of intense focus and urgency as the team raced against time to complete their mission. The work done at Los Alamos would culminate in the Trinity Test, the first successful detonation of an atomic bomb. These were just a few of the countless individuals who contributed to the Manhattan Project. The project was a massive undertaking that involved thousands of people, each playing a crucial role. From the scientists and engineers who developed the technology to the military personnel who provided security and logistical support, every contribution was vital. The success of the Manhattan Project was a testament to the power of collaboration and the incredible achievements that can be made when people work together towards a common goal. Their combined efforts would change the course of history. The development of the atomic bomb marked a turning point in World War II and ushered in a new era of nuclear power and weaponry. The legacy of the Manhattan Project is complex, with its contributions to science and technology being weighed against the ethical implications of nuclear warfare. Nonetheless, the project remains a remarkable example of human ingenuity and the extraordinary lengths to which people will go in the pursuit of knowledge and security. The Manhattan Project was a race against time, a frantic dash to unlock the secrets of the atom before Nazi Germany could do the same. The scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, driven by the knowledge that each passing day could bring the world closer to catastrophe. The pressure was immense, the weight of the world rested on their shoulders, failure was not an option. The fate of millions, maybe billions, hung in the balance. Time was the enemy. Every delay, every setback fueled the fear that Germany might win the race for the bomb. The urgency of their task was palpable, a constant reminder of the stakes involved. At the heart of the Manhattan Project was a scientific challenge unlike any before, to harness the power of the atom. This monumental task brought together some of the greatest minds of the 20th century, including physicists, chemists, and engineers, all working towards a common goal. The project was shrouded in secrecy, with research facilities spread across the United States, from Los Alamos in New Mexico to Oak Ridge in Tennessee. The stakes were incredibly high, as the outcome of their work had the potential to change the course of history. The scientists faced daunting obstacles, pushing the boundaries of human knowledge. They had to develop new technologies and methodologies from scratch, often working under intense pressure and tight deadlines. Theoretical physics had to be translated into practical engineering solutions, a process that required both creativity and precision. The collaboration between different scientific disciplines was unprecedented, and the exchange of ideas was crucial to overcoming the many challenges they encountered. One of the most critical breakthroughs was achieving a sustained nuclear chain reaction. This was a fundamental step in proving that nuclear energy could be harnessed for both power generation and weaponry. The concept of a chain reaction, where one nuclear reaction causes subsequent reactions, releasing a tremendous amount of energy, was first theorized by scientists like Leo Szilard and Enrico Fermi. However, turning this theory into reality required meticulous experimentation and precise control of materials and conditions. This was achieved in Chicago, under the watchful eye of Enrico Fermi. On December 2, 1942, Fermi and his team successfully initiated the first controlled nuclear chain reaction at the University of Chicago's Metallurgical Laboratory, in a makeshift lab under the stands of Stagg Field. This experiment, known as Chicago Pile 1, marked a turning point in nuclear research and demonstrated the feasibility of nuclear reactors. Fermi's meticulous planning and innovative approach were instrumental in this success. This breakthrough paved the way for the creation of the atomic bomb. The ability to sustain a chain reaction meant that it was possible to release an enormous amount of energy in a very short time, which is the principle behind an atomic explosion. The development of the bomb required not only scientific ingenuity, but also significant engineering efforts to design and build the devices that could initiate and control the reaction. Another key challenge was enriching uranium, the fuel for the bomb. Natural uranium contains only a small percentage of the isotope U-235, which is necessary for sustaining a chain reaction. The process of enrichment involves increasing the concentration of U-235, which required the development of new techniques and the construction of large-scale facilities. Methods such as gaseous diffusion and electromagnetic separation were employed, each with its own set of technical hurdles. This required building massive plants, pushing the limits of engineering. Facilities like the Oak Ridge National Laboratory were constructed in record time, employing thousands of workers and consuming vast amounts of resources. The scale of these operations was unprecedented, and the logistical challenges were immense. Engineers had to design and build machinery that had never been seen before, often working with incomplete information and under the constant pressure of wartime urgency. The scientists and engineers worked tirelessly, overcoming countless obstacles. Their dedication and perseverance were key to the project's success. They often worked long hours in difficult conditions, driven by a sense of duty and the knowledge that their work could bring an end to the war. The collaboration and camaraderie among the team members were essential, as they shared ideas, solved problems, and supported each other through the many challenges they faced. Through their ingenuity and perseverance, these brilliant minds unlocked the secrets of the atom. Their achievements were the result of years of hard work, experimentation, and collaboration. The breakthroughs they made not only led to the development of the atomic bomb, but also laid the foundation for the future of nuclear science and technology. Their work has had a lasting impact on the world, influencing everything from energy production to medical treatments. Their discoveries would change the world forever, for better or worse. The atomic bomb brought a swift end to World War II, but also ushered in the nuclear age, with its associated risks and ethical dilemmas. The legacy of the Manhattan Project is complex, reflecting both the incredible potential of scientific discovery and the profound responsibilities that come with it. The work of these scientists continues to shape our world, reminding us of the power of human ingenuity and the importance of using it wisely. The New Mexico Desert, July 16, 1945. The world held its breath. The first atomic bomb, nicknamed Gadget, was ready for testing, the code name Trinity. The scientists and engineers gathered, their faces etched with a mix of anticipation and apprehension. The countdown began. The explosion was unlike anything ever witnessed. A blinding flash, a searing heat, a mushroom cloud reaching miles into the sky. The desert floor was turned to glass. The power of the atom had been unleashed. The world had entered the atomic age.